Hey guys, welcome to Series World. Today I'm going to explain a mystery thriller series called Burning Body from 2023. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. The second episode opens with a scene in a nightclub. Girls are dancing behind metal cages. Audiences are enjoying themselves by dancing the night away. The scene changes to Rosa cleaning the room downstairs. She spots a tiny blood spot, which she rubs off with a sandpaper. After she's done cleaning, she crops off Pedro from the family photo. Sophia comes up to her with her phone and asks whether she can call Grandpa. Rosa denies it. Sophia again asks whether she can call Papa, and Rosa again denies it. She takes the phone from Sophia and pets the puppy with her. Police are guarding outside her house. Rosa goes to her room and brings out a tiny phone from inside her boots. She calls Alberto using this phone. Alberto tells her to come over to his place, but Rosa replies that she can't as the police are outside. A man comes to meet with Rosa representing the family of Pedro. He asks her how she is doing, and she tells him that she's torn apart. The man assures her that they'll take proper revenge for Pedro and whoever did this won't get away. Rosa tells him that the man who did this is none other than Javi. The scene changes to Rosa talking to Esther while she's outside. Rosa asks her whether she has talked with Javi. Esther replies that she will in a bit. Rosa suggests she tell the cops to follow Javi instead of them. Esther reminds her that it's for their protection, but Rosa insists that Sophia is also scared of the cops and thinks that something bad will happen to them. She also explains that she has told Sophia that they're there for their protection, but she's a sensitive girl. Moreover, Rosa's friends and family are looking out for them. Esther understands, and the police stop following them. Rosa notices this while driving and goes straight to Alberto's place. They share a kiss on the lips. Alberto asks her how long they'll be playing this game. Rosa assures him that not long, as the police are already investigating Javi. They've also tapped Javi's phone. Alberto tells Rosa that the police have also started checking Pedro's phone. He asks her whether they won't see the nasty text messages between her and Pedro. Rosa assures him that she has deleted all of them, and even if they try to restore, it'll take a very long time. Rosa gets on Alberto's lap and tells him to not worry. Alberto expresses that he can't wait to be together with her and the feeling is mutual. They then lay down on the bed. Meanwhile, Esther is outside Javi's house. Javi greets her and welcomes her inside. Esther asks for his cooperation, and he agrees. They talk about a possible lead being Narcos. But Javi is skeptical about that. As Pedro was a police officer, he would choose something more discreet. He explains that Pedro was a bit dumb and he even beat up a kid once. Esther argues that he might have had a bad day, but Javi shrugs it off. Esther tells him that till now they have no leads or suspects. She can't have a lead until she knows more about Pedro. Javi reminds her that they weren't close. But Esther tells him that they had the same partner, so maybe he can tell something at least. Esther asks him about Rosa. Javi replies that Rosa was normal. Flashbacks show Rosa dancing behind one of the metal cages in the nightclub. Javi was also there to see her. The scene changes to flashbacks of Javi and Rosa going furniture shopping, and Rosa lays down on one of the chairs even though the employees forbid her not to. Later, when she was working out, she got the idea of joining the police. After coming back home, she suggests Javi join the police with her too. Javi understands, but he expects Rosa to be just a local police officer. It'll be safer and easier for her. But Rosa passed on her first trial and Javi didn't, even though Javi is telling Esther that he was proud of her. Flashbacks show how frustrated he was that Rosa was able to pass on the first trial, but he wasn't. Javi tells Esther that she met Pedro at the last precinct. She was transferred a lot of times because she was not committed to her job. Esther asks if that's the reason they broke up. Javi confirms and tells her that he has to go today to pick up Sophia. Esther still insists on him for some more time, but Javi tells her sorry. The scene changes to Sophia and a little boy playing beside the pool, while Rosa is talking with her mom. She tells Rosa that she will feel more at ease with the police protection. Rosa assures her that the police are keeping an eye on Javi. Her friend Almu asks whether she's sure that Javi did this. Rosa's mom and Rosa tell her that there are a lot of things she doesn't know about Javi. While they are talking, Almu's kid and Sophia start fighting, so they go to them to stop the fight. Rosa's dad asks her whether Sophia has told her about the scary noises from the basement. Rosa gives him a confused look, so he shrugs it off, saying it might just be a nightmare. Rosa gets a call from Javi asking why Sophia was not at the school. She informs him that her teacher asked her to pick her up. Javi is upset hearing this and tells her at least she could have let him know. They then again start arguing over the phone about Javi's behavior. But Javi informs her that he's trying to help her. He even held back information about her from the investigators to protect her. The scene cuts to Rosa making breakfast while listening to the radio about Pedro's case. Esther is seen again stopping a colleague of hers to show something about Rosa. The news article is about police officers sharing explicit photos of someone to take revenge. Rosa Peral's name is also in the news. While they're talking, another officer comes up to them and informs them that Rosa is here. Rosa tells Esther that she has a court proceeding in 2 weeks, and it might be related to Pedro's death in some way. Rosa explains Javi gaslighted her that the instructors went easy on her and that's why she was able to pass. She met Officer Manu first on her posting assignment day. He pulled off strings so that she could be in his precinct. On her first day, Manu gave her first assignment, which was to break off a fight between 2 men. She wasn't able to break the fight, so Manu gets out of the car and helps her. Later, another colleague of Rosa is seen giving her first aid as she got hurt while trying to break the fight. Manu comes and tells her sorry for not coming sooner. The scene changes to Manu and Rosa dancing in a nightclub. At night, Javi wakes up and finds Rosa ironing clothes. He comes up to her and they talk about the party that happened tonight. Rosa tells him about how Almu danced at the party even though she was pregnant. Javi asks her what they decided on naming the child. Rosa informs him that it's Leo. They decide that if it's not a boy, they'll name her Sophia. Right at that moment, Almu texts Rosa, telling her not to say a word to Javi. The scene changes to Manu and Rosa being intimate in the police station. Back to the present, she asks her how long she was involved with Manu, and Rosa replies that it was around 1 year. Manu confronted Rosa about just being intimate without being in a relationship for months. Rosa reminds him that they both have partners. Manu tells her that he'll even leave his partner right then and there. But Rosa rejects him and leaves. At night while she's asleep with Javi, Rosa gets an email. In the morning, Javi is the one who checks the email. In the email, there's an explicit photo of Rosa with vulgar captions. Javi gets furious seeing this. Rosa tries to get the phone from Javi's hand, but he throws her off on the bed. Javi left her that day after saying horrible things to her. Rosa tried to take action against Manu as he not only sent the email to her phone, but he sent it to the whole precinct. But no one believed her. Manu convinced everyone that she was just a liar from the start. They made her life a living hell. So she got transferred to Zona Franca. She was furious to be the one to leave. So she sued him and the trial is in 2 weeks. Esther tells her that what she did is admirable. Esther asks about Javi. Even though this incident happened, they still stayed together for some years after that. A scene shows where Javi went to meet Almu and her newborn baby. Rosa is also there holding the baby. While coming out of Alam's room together, Rosa tells Javi that she loves him. She requests him to fix things, and he agrees. Together, they buy a house. Juan and Rosa's mom tells them that they'll pay the down payment for the house as they weren't able to save until now. Javi and Rosa say thanks for their kindness. After Javi leaves, Juan hugs Rosa and tells her that she's lucky to find someone who forgives her everything other than her parents. Rosa assures him that he'll be proud of her and their grandchildren. The scene changes to Rosa and Javi making love after she checks her ovulation date. At present, Rosa is telling Esther that she has been the most important person in Javi's life. He's still holding a grudge. She also informs Esther that Javi knows Foix like the back of his hand, as he has been running there for quite some time. In the morning, Esther goes to meet with Javi. She asks him why he didn't tell her the reason behind Rosa's transfer. Javi replies that because she's Sophia's mom. Esther argues that Rosa was a victim in that incident. The scene changes to Rosa talking with Sophia while they're playing. She gently explains to Sophia that the noises she heard from the basement were noises she made. As she didn't like the new sofa, she was moving it. Sophia understands, and Rosa requests her to tell these kinds of things so that she can explain them better. Rosa asks her whether she has talked about this to anyone else, and Sophia replies with a no. Rosa requests her to tell everything to her first, as she's her best friend. Sophia agrees, and they start playing with toys. In the middle of playtime, Sophia asks Rosa whether her dad is bad. Rosa doesn't reply to anything. The scene changes to Esther and Javi. Esther asks him why he didn't tell her that he knew the reservoir very well. Javi is confused, but Esther asks him what he was doing on the night of May 2nd. Javi is now very confused. He tells her that he was out that night, but if she's suspecting jealousy, she should ask Alberto instead of him. Flashbacks show Rosa and her colleagues celebrating her transfer to this station. The authorities set her up with Alberto for work. They are driving around the city to look out for any crime. Alberto asks Rosa whether they have sent her to spy on him. Rosa is confused by this and tells him that it might be the other way around too. Alberto unbuttons his shirt and shows scars around his stomach area. He asks her how many she has got, and she replies just one. They stop in front of a place and Alberto gets out. He tells him to run after her and they chase away some unlicensed sellers from the park. After that, they start slowly flirting with each other. In between the conversation, Rosa informs him that she has a boyfriend who's also a police officer. They start walking around when they notice another man with a bag full of items to sell. They ask him whether he has a permit, and he replies that he has left that back at home. Rosa starts pointing her gun at him to scare him. She informs Alberto that she has gotten a scar on her back from riding a bike at 100 on the road. Alberto manages to calm her down. He gets down and takes a bracelet from the man's bag. Alberto tells the man to leave as he has taken the bracelet and will pretend not to see him. He gives the bracelet to Rosa and starts flirting again. But Rosa decides to not take his hint. Alberto tells her that this won't happen again, and Rosa reminds him that that's for her to decide. The scene changes to Rosa finding out that she's pregnant after doing a test. She calls out for Javi, and they both are ecstatic. Later, her parents come to celebrate the good news with them in their house, and that's how this episode ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of series, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. And at last, thanks for watching.